Hello, my lovelies. And hi, Donna. How are you? Good evening from Frankfurt, Germany. It is 7 p.m. over here. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Ever so sweet. So it's 7 p.m. over here, guys. When you join me, just please say hi to me and let me know where you're watching from. When you watch replay, please put hashtag replay into the comments that we and Dixiebelle all know that you've been watching. And if you have any questions, guys, put them in the comments. I will see that I answer those straight away. For those who don't know me, my name is Angela. I'm the owner and creative energy behind Elfen Helden. I'm an elite retailer for Dixiebelle paints over here in Frankfurt in Germany. And 1 in the afternoon in Michigan. All right. Bonsoir, Michelle. Ça va? So, we are working on this kids table, done some decoupage on the inside, and done a custom mix of the silk paints on the outside with prickly pear and sandcastle, which turns out this beautiful pink. You see later on a little more of it. And we decided last week that we're going to add a transfer on there, and the choice fell onto the Flower Child transfer, which is ever so pretty. It has 4 sheets, and the decoupage is called, hang on, Woodland Nursery. It is the Woodland Nursery, and it is A1 from the size. That's the Woodland Nursery. That's the one. It's A1. Hi, Isabel. It is A1, and I use the main of it on the back of the lid of this kids table, and I cut the rest apart to put inside of that little drawer a bit further down to match it all up and use everything basically up from that transfer. There's like 3 little pieces left, just like this, and those little edges are left. Everything else is used up. I'm still keeping that. You never know for which project you're going to need that when you have to fill in whatever. If it's a boo-boo or if you have to fill in some edges or something like that, I always keep the bits and pieces. Who else? Who else doesn't throw anything? So on the top, there will be like an open and closing mechanism. I've ordered that, which isn't there yet. It was missing, and this is basically, well, it's almost a roadside find. Somebody wanted to throw it away and asked me if I would like to have it. So I obviously said yes. Hi, Nina. Hi to Spain. How is it there? So, transfers. The Flower Child transfer comes in with a description. All the transfers come with a description, which I usually don't read. Who reads instructions? I don't. I start reading them when I mess up something, then I have to check why, but not beforehand. So it comes with one of those wooden sticks to transfer the transfer onto your project, basically. And this comes in 4 sheets. The sheets are numbered. So that you know where, there's like, wrong way around. It has those numbers up there, 4 and whatever, 3. There you go. There's the 3. So you can basically align them onto each other because there is bigger parts on here, as you can see down there. So you can basically align those up to each other to get like a bigger piece. Apart from that, you can use all those pieces separate if you wanted to. So the colors are ever so pretty. That's the reason I had it in like closer choice, so to say, if that's the right word to say in English. They basically, it's a bit fighting me when they're been rolled up. They basically got to be a bit careful so that they don't mess the whole thing up. Transfers are really, really thin foil, so to say. Hi, Kristin. How are you, sweet lady? And they come in, the white you see is a protection sheet, so that the foil doesn't stick to anything else because it's self-adhesive. And the milky thing you see is basically the carrier sheet. And from this, we're going to transfer it onto our project. So when you take it off, don't touch the back. Yeah, because this is adhesive and it'll stick to your fingers. So we don't want to have it on our fingers. When you cut it down to size or anything else, you should leave it on the back so that you don't accidentally touch it, basically. So it is ever so pretty, isn't it? I'm going to show it later on again. So I was thinking I'm not going to line up those bigger pieces. I want to have them basically on the edges. Going a little bit around. You can also paint over them, you know. So if you're not happy with some areas, you can paint over them, or if you made a boo-boo or whatever, that is absolutely possible. But I'm probably going to do some wording in the middle also, whatever, dream big little one or something like that, because I think that's probably quite cute. So am I going to use the big one or I'm going to use smaller ones? Actually, I think I'm going to use some of the smaller ones. Keep the big one for another project. What do you think? Smaller items on there or a bigger one? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. You can cut that very easy with a pair of scissors, which I've got here. Let's get started. I think I'm going to go for smaller ones around the edges. What do you think? Donna says bigger. Okay, Donna says bigger. Okay, Donna says bigger. Put that to the side. Donna says bigger. So I'm just going to cut the smaller ones off. So the paint has dried completely. I've already painted that last week. Okay, Cinematography 2. This little feather is like a single piece. I'm going to take that off. Just put that to the side for now. And let's see. Where we're going to line that up. I think I'm going to start at the front here. Let that go right to the bottom. Yeah, I think, Donna, that's a good idea to use the bigger one. I think that'll look quite cute. What do you think? Thank you, Donna. Ever so sweet. So, depending which paint you're using and which transfer, the bells and whistles transfers you can add right on top of the chalk mineral paints and on top of the silk paints. As I said, this is silk paint. This is a custom color mix I've used there. If you use the terra clay paints, you should seal it beforehand. But, you know, as I said, this depends on the transfer, the bells and whistles transfer. The adhesive is perfect to go onto the silk and the chalk mineral paint. So put the white away. Careful, I'm not touching the back. So when you lay down, just make sure that you know where you want to put it. and then you basically admit. Then you basically admit. Gonna have it just about there. I want to go a little over the edge on the side. And now I'm going to lay it down. I have my position. And it's going to adhere. Oh, this is so pretty. I love it. I'm going to bring you a little closer so you can see what it looks like. It's so cute. So cute. So there you go. You can see a little bit better. A little bit better. So, and now I'm going to use my transfer stick. Let's see. I'm gonna, transfer it also over the side. I'm going to start there, put it down, and then I'm just going to rub it to release it from the clear backing. Let's see. It's a bit tricky around the edge. I could leave it, but I'm just going to do it that way. Just holding it down a little bit so you can see it is getting a little milky. That foil. And this is basically a sign it releases onto your project. And then what I like to do, I'll hold up one of the edges while I'm rubbing, because I can see really, really well if the transfer has released onto the project. Gently lifting it up while I rub. And if I see an area which has not transferred, I just lay it back down and rub over the area again. So if you use transfers, don't wax your piece or anything. If you want to seal it beforehand, use one of the top coats. That's fine. But don't use wax for sealing, because otherwise the transfer will not stick to it. And also when you work with transfers, you can work either from one end to the other end or from the middle to the outside, but don't work from one end to the middle and from the other end to the middle, because what happens when it releases from the paper, it basically gets like a bubble between the transfer paper and the transfer itself. And you may end up with, with a crease in the middle. And it's not a big problem. You can touch it up with some paint or something like that. But to avoid it, work from one end to the other or from the middle to the outside, but not from both sides to the middle. So just rub every area where I see it's not releasing properly from the paper. I'll put it back down to make sure it does. Just rub around this edge here to get it loose. There's a moose loose around the hooves. I love this transfer. It's ever so pretty. It's the first time I'm using it. You can see how easy it releases onto the project. So transfers are a wonderful possibility to speed up your furniture projects. I mean, obviously, if you can paint, hand paint like this, you like to do that, but this is so much quicker. Oh, hi, Betty. How are you? Hi, Eli. Hi to England. It is a very pretty transfer. Bells and Whistles has loads of pretty transfers. So this is the reason, you know, I can't always decide this, you know, which one to book. So lift it off in a second. Need a little bit of elbow grease. So furniture painting or painting crafting is also a sporty activity, so to say. Yes, I love this desk too. So this was supposed to, you know, go on the curbside. So I basically took that on. So everything's released. All of the sheet. That's it. So now I'm going to just gonna go over it with that backing it just came off and just rub a little more to make sure it's on there properly. There's no bubbles or anything underneath, but it looks pretty good. That looks pretty good to me. Ever so pretty. I love that. That goes perfect with that table. Absolutely perfect. I saved it. Yes, I did. Yeah. You know, we're all furniture savers, aren't we? And it was the top was bright blue. There was bright red. You know, this was like almost like cobalt blue and honky tonk red on the back. The legs were natural, and it was a boys' table before, and I decided to do a table for a little princess. So having that, now what I like to do, just to make sure it is on there properly, and there's like, you can see like a little halo around the edge. I'm going to show you on the, see if you can see that from the back. If you look at the back of the paper, you can see like a little clear surrounding, and this you can, you know, still see a little bit on here, and we're going to massage that in. And I'm using the finishing pad from Dixiebelle for it, which is a very, very fine buffing, sanding sponge, whatever. I have used one. I like to use that to, you know, buff my paints or something like that. It's been washed out. So you can cut it to size. This is the original size. I already cut some pieces off here, as you see. I like to cut it a little to size and go from there. So then I'm just going to go around the edges to massage those right into the project. And then they completely disappear into your project. If you wanted to, you can use on top of it, not underneath. I wouldn't recommend that. You can use on top of it the Easy Peasy spray wax. If you want to be even more gentle, that works really, really nice. Also, It is recommended to seal the transfer. This is what I'm going to do right at the end when I'm finished with the whole project. And you can use any of the top coats, and you can seal it also with the easy peasy spray wax. But as this, you know, it's a kids table and they're going to play on it, I'm going to use one of the top coats. If you want to use gator hide, for example, make sure you have another top coat underneath. First seal it with another top coat before you apply some gator hide, because gator hide doesn't go with the transfers itself. It might loosen it up a little bit. Oh, Donna, I love the easy peasy spray wax. This is such a wonderful product. So let's see. I think this is almost enough. I'm probably just going to, because I maybe want to have some wording on this side here. I'm probably going to have like a smaller piece up there. It's going to be either this or that. This or that. I don't want to overload it. I mean, I even could cut those up to size, but I think I'm going to use the one on here. So, yeah, I'm going to use that one on there. I'm going to cut it. Let's see. I'm going to leave those hinges free. Just have it like this. So, and I'm going to cut, as I've got like a scalpel. I'm just going to cut that right through here. There you go. Put that back on the paper so I don't mess it up. And then I'm going to do the same thing basically. Could see how easily I could cut that. Anybody painting with me? What projects are you working on? Are you working? I will, Nina. Just give me a minute. I'll show you the inside in a minute. Just gently lift it up on the sides or on the edge so that I can see better if the transfer has released. Every area which hasn't, which I can see when I lift it up, I just lay it back down and, you know, rub on it again. And there you go. So it is Retailer Appreciation Month at the Dixiebelle page. So there's loads of talented retailers doing lives on the Dixiebelle page. Kristen was on, you know, for me last night. Unfortunately missed that because that was my sleeping time. It was, I think it was 7 p.m. your time or US time, and it's like, you know, 1 a.m. my time, so I couldn't watch it. Diane was just on an hour before me, so we'll catch the replay on that one. So just make sure to support those. And if you want to shop the products, I put the link to the Dixiebelle page on there. Just check out for your local retailer. So now let's get that on the edge. It's supposedly to be just about there. I think that's good. Commit, lay down. That's it. So I just want to make sure I'm not with my rubbing stick getting into the other transfer, what I've already put down. So I'm just going to put down I shall close it up. Everybody who follows me knows I'm a clumsy little me. Before I hurt myself or anybody else, I rather close dangerous tools. You could lay it down and cut it afterwards also. If you wanted to do that, that also works fine. You don't have to cut it beforehand. I just wanted to have as little as possible to go into the into that gap and have more on the table. Go there, it's off. So just take yourself a little time. Don't rush it. I'm more saying that to myself because I'm a rusher. Then I end up with boo-boos, which I have to cover up. Cover around the edge. There you go. It's off. On the floor. On the floor. So, let's see any questions. Oh, a 6 draw. It's something smaller tonight. The transfer is the Flower Child transfer. It is the Flower Child transfer, and you know it's one of those 4-sheet transfers with bigger pieces and smaller pieces. So this is basically, there is another half to it. Basically, you could align if you wanted to. Do the same thing. Make sure have it nicely rubbed in. That's good. Adhesion. It doesn't go anywhere. And it looks like hand painted. It is ever such a speedy way to pimp up any project. If small or big, I mean, you could even cut those into smaller pieces if you wanted to. So they're ever so versatile. So that's it. Go a bit into the crease because it's going a little in there. What do you think? Hi, my Nase on YouTube. Thank you. Oh, guys, if you haven't done it yet, I would highly appreciate if you give me a follow on Elfen Helden. That'll be ever so sweet, guys. So I shall leave that like that. You know me, I always have to, you know, as I want to do some wording. I want to see where I lay out the wording first, but we're going to work a little further on that piece. I'm just going to roll up, including that small left piece I have and put it back into that tube to make sure I am not messing it up. Description also gonna go in there. So get it nice and secure in here. Stick. Close it up for now. So it is. Oh, I have this little feather. I'll see if I use it somewhere else. I put it back into that tube also, so it doesn't accidentally touches anything else. So we're going to work a little further on the outside. So Nina asked about the inside. Sorry, there you go. That's what it looks on the inside. As I said, there's going to be like I'm going to put like an opening mechanism on there also, you know, if it doesn't, it is a heavy solid piece. If it does, I mean, even if it drops down, there's like a big gap down here, so the fingers won't get crushed. But I also want to avoid on the sides, obviously it lays on, and so that nothing is going to happen. It's going to get like proper closing mechanism. So, let me think. To the side. I want to show you the legs, what I've done to the legs. I'm going to turn it upside down for it, so it's better to see. I'm going to work with the Moonshine Metallics. I have the rosé with me, because that's what I wanted to use anyway. And those are the two custom colors I've mixed with the silk mineral paints, all-in-one mineral paints. This one is Prickly Pear and Sandcastle. And for this green, I've used Tide Pool, I've used Hampton Olive, and I've used Midnight Green to mix that custom green, which is also on the sides, on the inside there. So, coffee out of the way. Let's see. Get something to lay it down onto, because I don't want to damage anything. But to get to the legs, it is easier to turn it upside down. As I said, it is a pretty heavy piece. So there we go. Put it a bit further up. Bring the light closer also. So here you can see I have already, thank you, Kristen. So I've already used the rosé two coats on the back legs, and on the front leg there is one side we're going to paint. This is the base color basically. This is that custom pink mix we made. Hi Diane, how are you? Sorry I missed your live. I had to prepare myself. And this is one coat on here. Let's see if you can see that better. This is one coat. And the the Moonshine Metallics, they are chalk based also, chalk mineral paste based also. They have a built-in top coat. They're ever so shiny. The coverage is not as you have them with the chalk mineral paints or with the silk paints, but I need to protect the inside. Just gotta make sure I'm not gonna get anything from the legs on here. I'm just gonna do that when I'm painting now. think I'm going to put something inside. Just wait. I'm going to put something in the inside. There you go. That's fine now. Obviously, I don't want to have anything on that decoupage down there. So it covers better if you have like a color which is like correlating with the Moonshine Metallics, with the paint. So that's the reason I've chosen that pink underneath. And you need about 2 coats. This is 1 coat. You can still see some of the that color mix shining through, and on the legs I want to have a full coverage. So I was deciding if I'm going to use some woody bands on there, if I'm going to use the some, hang on, I've got to mix that. Sorry, I'm in the way. Where is my spoon? No spoon. Okay, I'll mix it up like this. I've just used it anyway today, so also you have to mix it up, obviously, like all water-based products. And this is, look how shiny that is. The light is reflecting it very much. Ever so pretty. So where did I put my mini brushes? Nobody moves. Just had them somewhere. This is me. I have everything with me, and then, oh, there it is. I'll put it to the side, and then I'm losing it. Who else? Who else? So I always like to work with a slightly misted brush, not damp, just like slightly misted. It picks up your paint a little better. So I'm just gonna go on this side, the 2nd coat. Sorry if I make you dizzy. They go on ever so smooth. As I said, you don't need to seal them. They have a built-in sealer. Using my mini brush. And I think this is just perfect, as this is supposed to be for a little girl. At the end, for the smaller areas, I'm using my brush sideways. You know me, I'm working everything, almost everything, with my mini brush. So in turning your project upside down, I think I already said it last week, helps to make sure that you have all the areas. I'm sorry, you're not going to see the inside now, but if I move you around too much, you probably get seasick. I don't want that. Make sure you get yourself a good brush. You don't need tons of brushes, but a good brush is helping you a lot with the result of your project. All the way around. Make sure I have everything covered. And also here, I'm always working with thin coats. You know, if I'm not happy with the coverage or something like that, I'd rather add another coat, decide that, but I always do thin coats. Because that avoids basically dripping or anything like that. So still, I hadn't turned it upside down. Even the feet of the legs are going to get some felt gliders. I always do that to my projects. It's just a nice finish. So on this side now, you can see probably a little bit better now the difference in. I'm gonna go into the jar now. This is now the first coat. This is basically what the first coat is going to do. And you could absolutely leave it like that, but if you want to have like a full coverage, I would recommend to just gonna go inside here, inside there, which I have missed. So, and then I'm still going to decide if I am going to put some more molds on the legs, or if I'm going to use a stencil. I think I'm going to use a stencil because everything else is just going to get too much. When I'm talking about molds, I'm talking about the woody bands. I was thinking about doing like a flower with stems, using a trim and some of those little flowers they have, but I think I'm going to go with a stencil because everything else will just be too much. I mean, we don't need to overload the whole piece. What do you think? So that's basically it. So let that dry depending on room temperature and humidity where you add for about 1 to 2 hours before you apply a second coat, but it dries very, very quick. It dries very, very quick. Saffron out. What's that? I don't know that. Thank you, Betty. Just gonna check for some comments or for some questions. Can't see any. So I'm going to let that dry. And I'm probably going to work a little further on it tomorrow in my lives. But I think, oh, she's your dog. I thought you're talking about food. I'm already hungry again. I'm like, oh, food. Ah, that's a sweet name. No, don't worry. I'm not eating dogs. Don't worry. That's funny. Okay, my lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you, Dixiebelle, for having me on your page. As I said, don't forget to check out on all the other great retailers. A circus, a crocus. Ah, okay. I thought there's I don't know what's it's like in German it's called saffron. Yeah, it's called saffron. It's like it's not really a herb. It's but it's like for food also. You know it's got like a very fine taste. So it was like. Guys, again, thank you so much for joining me tonight and making me laugh. I really appreciate you watching tonight. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. If you if you want to shop the products, go over to the Dixiebelle page and check for your local retailer. I'm an Elite retailer over in Frankfurt, in Germany. My name is Angela from Elfen Helden. And I'll be very happy to help you if you need any help. Also, finding a retailer over here. I really appreciate you. Guys, you have a great day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are watching from. It is 7:45 p.m. over here. So I'm going to finish up and probably go home afterwards. Thanks for being with me, guys. Take care. Ta-da. Bye-bye. You're welcome, Donna. Thank you so much. It's a spice. Exactly. I'm sometimes lost for words. I make up words, losing other words. Thanks, Betty. It's a spice. Correctly. Thanks.